I found the book on Amazon, Dr. Sue Morter, The Energy Codes.
That's
So
where I bought it.
yeah, you can buy the book on Amazon or you could listen on Audible.
Mm. Thanks, Chaz. Thank you.
Sure.
Um, Good evening. It is March 11th, 2025. I'm Glenda Carlin. Welcome to my Tuesday night. It's a combination of A Course of Miracles and Tibetan Dzogchen. And Dzogchen spelled Dzogchen. It was a secret high teaching that came out of Tibet, but not normally talked about in Buddhism. But both Dzogchen and A Course in Miracles are the same in that we are spirit, but that revelation to us, that awakening to that is just obscured by thoughts and feelings, judgments. That's all that obscures it. We've never been separate from it. Just in our mind have we been separate. It's there now. But anyway, Dzogchen helped me understand the Course better. That's why I put them together. So take from it what you want, because but part of this healing comes through, or transformation where the mind, the holy Christ, Buddha mind, God mind can be unveiled, is through chanting, meditation, these breath work, things I never, ever, ever thought about when I was just practicing the Course by myself without teachers talking about embodying the Christ or nature. Because the ones I had means that's where I was at, probably. You're not a body, I'm going to deny this body, your spirit, your light. And that's the opposite of what I now teach, in that the illusion is that we're a form, a body, but that body is animated, injected with this great ray light that contains this divine love. And the breath, the divine light is joined with the breath. In what I've recognized in this last week or two or so is, in the awakened state, in the state when the Garden of Eden was, the Son of God knew what he was doing, that he was just playing around, going inside these forms to feel what they were like. He was awake and aware. He was a spiritual being just having a physical experience. But when he fell asleep, he fell asleep to thinking he's a body. But when he was darn awake, the breath and energy were in union. So when he fell asleep, they separated. The breath and the spirit light seem to be separated, just like the mind seems to be split. The heart and the mind are joined, or they got split apart, heart and mind. All these dualities occurred. So in awakening, it looks like a rejoining, but we're just letting them go back to their natural state, like the natural body, natural heart, mind, natural breath and energy. It's called integration of form and emptiness, or integration of earth and heaven, or hell and heaven. It's integration of these two, because the Course thinks of the hell as physical forms, that we think we're physical form, but really it's animated with all this light. You all know this, but I didn't know that. So the topic of tonight's teaching. Oh wait, I got to welcome in Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, enlightened beings. They're always here. They're always here, helping us all, but I'm asking them to guide me what to do or say, and helping each of you with the insights that you need to help you wake up more and more and more from this dream of separation from your true nature, your brother's nature and source. Wow. Yeah, they can. And help those that watch this video later get the insights that they need. And welcome, God Barbie, welcome God Chaz, welcome God Terry, welcome God Angela, welcome God Dee, welcome God Debbie, welcome God Julia, welcome God Glenda. And that's in lesson 183, because I don't want to seem arrogant or whatever. But Jesus says, call yourself by your name, which is God. Now, of course, source, presence, there's a creator, but really, when the Son of God injected this light and breath, that light and breath was not separate from him. So it's really kind of hard for me to now think in a dual term but there's a presence, and that presence is the continuity of this clear light that shows up different colors, rainbow colors or different colors. But anyway, it's streaming through everything, or those items would not seem to be alive walking around. Anyway, so, oh gosh, this is the topic tonight. We're going to have a clear light tune-up meditation later. And if I kind of forget, somebody's going to need to ring a dong or something, a bell, around 7:40 or something like that. And my breath and energy feel grounded within God's presence. Now, I want to have a disclaimer, and I hope I remember how to do this when I start that meditation. This breath work is powerful, and it can unveil or uncover trauma that's in this unconscious mind. So if during any of this meditation or whenever you're doing breath work on your own, and you feel trauma or really anxious or something, you want to stop, and you may need to get professional help, because buried in the unconscious mind are things that sometimes we need help with to let go of. So anyway, I'm giving that disclaimer. This is powerful breath that's coming into each of your forms that we're going to use tonight to breathe through. Now, I had no idea for the last couple of weeks. I've been discussing about this podcast that I listened to from that Lama Surya Das that talked about when he didn't say it exactly this way, but when he felt out of sorts. Now, can you imagine a holy Lama who's been practicing these holy things 40, 50 years? He still can feel out of sorts. So he talked about in that podcast, and it came from an in-person retreat that he took a section out of it and for free put it on Be Here Now Networks. It's podcast 55, I think it is, where he said he does a clear light tune-up. And my ears perked up. I had to re-listen to it 2 or 3 times before I could catch. All this went real fast. He does a clear light tune-up. And how he does that, he breathes with his eyes closed. He breathes through his eyelids out, because he's extending the outer margins or edges that close up on us with our minds. Then he breathes into the inner mind. And what he's doing is he's extending the edges that happen because we contract with living in this world. We aren't always in this holy presence of feeling centered in the presence of source or of God. So anyway, now so I listened to it and I started practicing it, and I had no idea the end result would be that a root chakra and it's called a solar plexus chakra opened up. Now, I don't really teach chakras, and I had no idea mine were blocked. until they opened. And I got new sensations. And the first one that opened was during this breathing in and out, which I'm going to talk about, extending the outer limits of my mind and extending what the inner mind out, stretching this mind to extend out 360 degrees past the universe. I'm not kidding you, past the universe. And we're not talking just left, right, horizontal, length and width. We're talking up, down, vertical, depth. We're talking 360-degree directions of this light extending, breath and energy pulsating in and out from the center of this universe. This is what resulted in the end with me. This center great ray light channel got opened up, and as it opened down here in my body, this light, there's a energy channel that comes straight down, and within it are these chakras that are lined up. Then two of these chakras opened. Now I want to give an overview of these two chakras because I had to Google it. So the first one, what I felt was above my navel. I felt a whirling sensation, a whirling. It was like a circle that was whirling. And the little I know about chakras, I was thinking, oh, that must be a chakra. So I Googled this chakra above the navel, and it's called solar plexus chakra. Now, also, picture in that word solar plexus, what I got from it intuitively was the sun, solar, and part of its definition is it's a powerhouse, an energy powerhouse, the body's energy powerhouse that governs the fire in you and gives you strength, vitality, stamina, willpower, inner power. And from it comes laughter, joy, or anger. And this regulates the body's stress response. Now, this is a big deal because we're trying to learn to meditate so we can get a gap between thoughts so we can respond instead of react. Well, this chakra will allow you easier to do that. And when it's clogged up, you feel powerless, stagnant, or quick to anger. And other characteristic is constipation, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, eating disorders, diabetes. Well, I've had stomach issues. I never had ulcers, knock on wood. But the deal is, that was the solar plexus chakra. But then when I stood up and started walking around, I noticed I felt grounded. I'm not kidding. I felt grounded, and I felt like there was a floor right below my spine, where my spine was. But also when I searched it, that's called the pelvic floor. And it's like a floor. I'm not kidding you. That's why I thought the word floor. It was like a floor sitting there, and I felt secure now and stable and grounded. I'm not kidding. Those words came to me. So when I searched that word, I kind of searched floor or pelvis or chakra, and it comes up, and that's called the root chakra. And here's what this quote says here. The root chakra, also known as the muladhara, is located at the base of the spine. This energy center is believed to be responsible for our sense of safety, security, and stability. It's associated with our basic survival needs. When the root chakra is balanced, we feel grounded, there you go, secure, and connected to the earth. Well, I didn't feel connected to the earth. I felt grounded to source, is what I felt, to presence. I was walking in God's presence, right? And in Dzogchen, that's called the groundless ground, because in essence, we're floating in space. It's a groundless ground. But anyway, you want to feel secure. So this chakra will open, will do it. The pelvic floor is a group of muscle. Did I say that when it's imbalanced, you experience fear, anxiety, and a lack of stability? Now look, that's the course of, that's the separation. Fear, anxiety, and lack of stability. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles that span the area between the pubic bone and the tailbone. These muscles support our pelvic organs, including the bladder, uterus, and rectum. The strength and function of this pelvic floor are crucial for urinary and bowel control, sexual function, and overall stability and balance in the body. Unfortunately, many people experience pelvic floor dysfunction, which can lead to issues such as pelvic pain, incontinence, and sexual dysfunction. According to Eastern tradition, the root chakra is associated with the element of earth. With this energy center is balanced and strong when we feel rooted and secure in our physical bodies, which can translate to greater confidence, stability, and sexuality. Now, why I'm bringing this up is this can go in conjunction with your truth practices, your daily statements you practice, your meditation, but this is breath work, which I want to talk about. I had no idea. This is breath work coming down this. See, the great ray comes in the top of the head and goes straight down. Now, some say it comes down the spine. I experience it coming straight down the middle of me. So that's just going to how I explain it. But this can all vary depending on like llamas they're much more attuned to all this than me. But anyway, so this great ray, I've known it comes through me, but I've not really experienced that it went straight through me. It kind of would be in my head and maybe my neck and my heart area. You with me? The upper part of me. And we're talking about here, the bottom part, which is this stability of breathing. My breathing changed to where it was belly breathing. And in my email, I got it wrong. There's a word, diaphragmic, the diaphragm. This is called diaphragmic breathing. It's a whole belly breathing versus chest breathing. And I realized when this shifted, my whole life, I've been breathing out of my chest. These are short breaths. And that's why I love this saying, taking a deep in breath and saying, and relaxing, because that dropped my breath. It dropped my breath, but I wasn't smart enough to realize what was going on. It dropped my breath into my stomach, out of this chest area. So that's why we can feel nervous or anxious, because the breath is shallow. It's shallow. And this can help remedy this, besides help provide breath energy to hook up with this light energy that's here in the form. So let's see. So the big picture is that which I'm going to explain is first there's this book, which you don't need, which what I want to do. 108. I wanted to clarify. I had thought about the significance of a Clearlight tune-up because we think our mind is confined within this skull. But I had never really thought about that. And so that's why we're stretching it to go past these eyelids out and then go back interior mind and out the skull. But in this book, Luminous Clarity, it's talking about the mind with Dzogchen and stuff. And it talks about here. So you don't think I just made this up. It just came to me. But this is actually what we, due to living in the physical body, where we believe the mind lives. but it doesn't live there. It lived just in the skull. The mind has two aspects. Let's see if I get this right. How it really is and how it appears. In terms of how the mind appears to reside in the body because we experience our mind being in our body. And because, see, here's a Tibetan word, Dharmata, that just means the nature of mind. And because our mind appears to reside within the body, this nature, our nature of our God mind, Christ mind, it appears to be within the body. You with me? So so we're dealing with a split, separated Christ Buddha mind that thinks it's inside this skull. So we're going to use that to our advantage. So, and after I did all this breathing, I did fairly well writing it in the email, but I realized what happened is first I went inside my mind and I realized I was going to take my attention outside my eyelids, out, and then go back. See, that's called, that would be like a horizontal line, right? Just a horizontal line that I'm going to breathe back and forth and talk about. But then it came to me, because I'm wanting to stretch my mind where I think it lives, to this big, vast, expansive 360-degree view. It came to me, I need to breathe vertical, up and down. So that was the logic, but the reasoning. See, that's the Course of Miracles. That's why thank goodness we're in this human body. We can reason with ourselves. Okay, if there's a horizontal, I'm stretching horizontal, I'm going to stretch vertical. Whoa, way up high. I'm going to go way, and picture the solar system. I'm going to go past the edge of the solar system up, past the solar system down. And see, now picture what that is. That's a horizontal line with a vertical line intersecting it. So you get a point. See, that could be the steel center as well. Because see, that's separation. The great ray is vertical, and then the horizontal physical life is horizontal. But then I realized I'm wanting this 360-degree view. So I saw in my mind diagonal lines crossing that center point all through different directions. Because look, vertical horizontal becomes north, south, east, west, right, center. Then the diagonals become northwest, southeast, you know what I mean? But when I drew a picture of that, it became a star. Because that's what you also are, a star. All these rays are going all these directions, right? Oh, I just tell you, this was just really got better and better when I sat with trying to do a tune-up, and I'd never thought about extending my mind, but edges from the limits and judgments I had on it being in this skull, but also by extending its limits, I was playing around with the planet Earth and the solar system. Now I do this during meditation, so it's normal for me to do it during this different in and out breathing. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is, and I've shared a few other times, the planet Earth. So I see the planet Earth, the ball like you see in the beautiful pictures of the planet Earth. Then, and this will come to you, but then you'll picture the solar system. And you don't have to picture the whole thing, but you can picture vastness. And then that thing just is going, I don't even know how many light years out, billions of light years, who knows, light years. But you're just going to take your attention and say to yourself, I'm going past the universe, because that's how vast your mind is. Your Christ, Buddha, God mind is. Okay, so anyway, I had no idea. So that it would join breath work with light, with spirit. And in the Course, Jesus says, the mind is the activating agent of spirit. So see, as we stretch and play with this mind and make it unlimited, which it is, unbound, boundless, everywhere kind of thing, we're opening up the mind, and that mind is the activating agent of spirit. So you're going to feel more spirit, more, and even this, as we breathe in and out, then picture light goes with that as well. Any color light you want, because we're joining breath with light. I didn't know I was doing any of this, but other than wanting to, extend my mind, but also in playing with the earth and the solar system, by bringing the earth and the solar system into my mind, guess what that is? That's welcoming sentient beings, right? And welcoming the things we made. We made planet Earth, the Son of God made all these things, animated, even the seeming solid objects are animated with light. So we're welcoming in all sentient beings while we're doing this as well, because at the end we rest. We just rest our weary heart and mind and just picture that groundless ground, and just lay down, or the ocean bed, and just lay there and rest. So, okay, anyway, so let's see if I missed anything. Oh goodness. So as the breathing, and I made notes, I sat down and made notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. And this part is about the still center dropping. So picture when we do that breathing, when we do the breathing down, your eyes will be closed. You're going to be breathing, you'll be looking down your body, straight down the middle. So you just breathe in. I see, we're going to exhale. We're going to exhale down the body, down the center of the body, and go past the feet. And I know the exhale doesn't last that long, but you just keep going. You're taking your attention past the feet, past the solar system and beyond. And then on the in breath, you're taking your attention and bringing your in breath in past the solar, back through the solar system, back up your feet, back up this central channel. Then we're going to end up going out of the top of our head, right? That same way. But when I repeated and did that, and when I decided to go rest, to lay down and just rest, that's in the email as well. I had nothing to do with this. I would have never thought of this, but I'm laying there, and I felt something drop. And then I kind of looked, you just kind of looked or felt, and it was like there was a tube. And see, I hadn't put all this together then. That's the great ray column of light that's coming straight through the top of your head, down your body, but it's not come down my body, whole body yet, but it's about to. So as I'm laying there, there's like a tube, and I could feel something was in the tube, and it was dropping, meaning it was lowering little by little by little. It dropped. And it had density, thickness to it. I'm not sure what that means, other than light with and I didn't see any colors. I just felt density. I guess Holy Spirit just wanted me to, that got my attention, that something was dropping. So it dropped slowly, and it kept dropping till it dropped down to the bottom of my pelvis. So see, that's this opening of that channel. You can even Google this. It's a channel down the middle of us that contains winds or air. That's this breath energy. And then our spirit light. That dropped. And then that's when, after I stood up, that's when this floor was there. And I apologize, Holy Spirit, if I'm not explaining this very well. But these are experiences that I never would have experienced if I hadn't opened up to that. This is a course in embodying the Christ and Buddha as we walk around here. Not that I'm separate from the body or calling it bad or whatever. The body isn't bad. The ego isn't bad. It's what we've done with it that we've labeled duality. So, of course, we're choosing to be loving kindness and responding as best we can. But this is an embodiment of spirit, light, energy together, all together. And I think quantum physics even shows there's no solidity here. There's space between all these neutrons and cells, and it's space. But we look like a solid form. You all know that. But so wow. So, but I continue to do this clear light meditation maybe once a day, because the thing I have also learned is all this gets deeper. Is not a is the only way I can describe it. It gets more felt, more experienced, more opens you up to. Now, if I'd closed down about the body, I could not have experienced this. And then I would be breathing shallow. I would be feeling anxious and needing to take that deep breath in and say, ah, to relax myself more and more, right? And that's okay. That's okay. And, but anyway, so if any of this can be a help for you all, that's wonderful. I'm just so happy to share. Let's see what other notes. Because see that light filled maybe with energy, which made that denseness, I'm not sure, drop to open up that center channel. Oh, so now what I'm experiencing, how's the time, is picture, I talked about that 360-degree view of the big universe or solar system. Picture, put yourself in the center of it, in the very center of it. And that means on all sides, up, down, all sides is the solar system. That's the karmic wheel. That's the universe of physical form. But you're in the center, and you're now, your breath, your light energy, and heartbeat have joined up, and it's pulsating out through that whole solar system. That's how this ends up. You end up walking around in the presence of God, but you are a pulsating all this light throughout the whole universe, helping it awaken from the dream it's ever been separate, incomplete, or apart. That's what extending this mind, all these directions will help you visualize and be there. And therefore, then you're not separate. You're not separate from the universe, the planets and everything, all the beings that live everywhere on the earth, etc. Okay, so any questions or thoughts, and then we'll just do a little bit of tune-up here. Thoughts or questions? And anyone, do we want to do this clear light tune-up where we breathe in and out? Okay, all right. Well then, one thing I sometimes have to do is put my arms straight out and shake them, and shake my head and go blah. And what you're doing, you're relaxing. So if you feel like you need to relax, shake around, do that. If you feel like you need to take a deep breath in 2 inches below your navel in, and then exhale going, do that, because we want to feel relaxed. We want to relax. And the best is that you sit with your spine straight and the head is level. The chin's kind of level. Try not to tilt the head, because that also hurts the spine. And we're going to have our eyes closed, feet on the ground, of course. Usually my hands are up on my thighs, but whatever. And with our eyes closed, Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, and enlightened beings will help us. And remember, if you feel any kind of trauma, you just stop and do your own thing. is, we go to, you go look in your mind, go behind your eyelids, take your vision behind your eyelids, and you can even touch them lightly. And there's a little moonlight. There can be a little white light show up, but I'm just wanting you to recognize that's the edge. That's the edge of our mind that we've believed in. And we're going to take our vision and go past that. So let's see what we want. What do I want to do? I'm just going to do the breath, and we'll maybe do the planet Earth or something else here in a little bit. So we're going to take our breath. Let's see. And you're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, I want you to exhale through your eyelids. You're exhaling. Now, also, you can just breathe in and out through your eyelids to get started. So let's just take a few breaths in and out. And we're just seeing that breath move in and out through the eyelids. Sometimes the breath is behind the eyelids, sometimes the breath's out in front of our face. That's the outer edge. So now we're going to take our breath, and on the exhalation, just extend your breath out. Just take your attention and extend it out. Just say some distance that's let's say Europe. Just extend your attention to Europe. And that means you're just going to go see Europe. You've stretched all the way to Europe. Now just picture that. Go to some further place. Stretch your attention, and you're kind of like pushing this gently. This breath is extending. You're just kind of feeling it extend out, 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 out. You're just taking it as far as you can go with your attention. And we'll just picture that we're going past the edge of wherever the solar system ends. And then we're going to go on past that, because our God mind's bigger than the solar system. Now, on the in-breath, you're bringing in the solar system. You're backtracking. You're coming back through the solar system, back into Earth, back into Europe, and you're coming back into your mind behind this eyelid. You're just bringing your breath back in past this eyelid, back into the middle. And you just do that 2 or 3 times. We'll do it another time. So we just extend. Let's see, let's breathe in, and we extend our breath out through. You feel it, you see it go through your eyelids, past your face, past your house, past your state, past your coastline, past Canada, wherever you're at, past the Arctic, past Europe, past the end of the solar system. And then you bring with an in-breath. The in-breath is like suction in. In-breath in, you're sucking back in the solar system, Europe, your coast, Canada, your city, your county, your house, and you're back in behind your forehead. That's stretching the outside edge of that direction, the outside edge. Now take your attention into the middle of your mind and take your attention and look at the back of your head. This isn't always so easy for people, but you can do it. You look into the back of your head. Now we're going to take our exhalation. Well, again, you can do your in-breath, and you don't have to pick in or out. Just breathe in or out. We're going to go past the back of our head, the back of our skull, out into space. And we're going to do the same thing. You're going to go past your house, past your state, past your, coast, past Canada, past the Arctic, past Europe, past the solar system. Off you go. You're breathing, extending your breath way, 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 way out there. past the solar system, because and into that infinite space that has nothing there. That's where you've gone to. Then just bring your breath, suck your breath back in from the back of your head. You're bringing your breath back in, back through the solar system, through Europe, through Canada, through your state, your house, back into the center of your mind. Breathing in and out, stretching that back direction. And see, that's the horizontal plane. And now we're going to switch and we're going to go to the vertical plane. And this isn't that easy either, but you can do it, because now we're just breaking the ice where you can just consider it. We're going to breathe above our head first. So you got your mind, you got your attention in the middle of your mind. We're going to breathe up. You're going to breathe up through the top of your head, through the top of the skull, out through your house again. See, we're going a different direction, up out of your house, out of your state. We're going straight up. We can just rise above the whole United States or Canada. Then we're up above all that. Then extend your vision past Europe, past then the solar system. Your vision's going straight past all those distances. And see, you're developing the ability to take your attention and your breath will go together. After you practice them, they'll go together out there like that. And then you bring on your in-breath. Picture on your in-breath, you're sucking everything back in. You're bringing your attention and your breath and everything out there, solar system, earth, all that, back as you backtrack to come back down into the center of your mind. Okay, now we're going to take our breath and go straight down the middle of your body, from the middle of your mind. And again, we're not used to breathing down, but you're going to breathe down, extend your breath down through the middle of your face, down your neck, down your chest, down through your through your chest, down your stomach area, down the floor of your pelvis and spine, past your feet, into the earth. This time we're going, we'll just go into the earth. Now picture in the earth, you go straight through the earth and then you go out the other side. These are all just images. There's no distance. It's all right here in our mind. So you just extend your breath all the way through there. Then the planet Earth's in the solar system. Extend your vision through the solar system again. Down, down, down. You're going this other direction. Down, south. You could call it south. Through the solar system to the other side, to that vastness. And then you're sucking your breath back in, the inhalation, back in, bringing all that solar system, earth, back up through your feet, through your pelvic area, through your stomach, through this central channel, center, back up your chest and neck, up through your face, back into the middle of your mind. So in the middle of your mind, you've really got planet Earth and the solar system sitting there. Really cool. And so then picture you got two lines that have intersected, a horizontal and vertical line. Then picture in between those, there's like 4 quadrants, right? Like a clock, there's all these points, but there can be, northeast, southwest. So just pick a diagonal line and take it through the center and go through 2 of those quadrants. Then take your attention, your breath, and breathe that direction. Just breathe it. Just breathe up and down that diagonal line, back up, and pick another one. And you may not be able to do very many, but then you just kind of stop. So you kind of just stop now. You get the idea. But picture that whole quadrants with the diagonal lines. That's a star. And the center of it can really be the still center of the storm. That's the still center of this great ray light, this great ray tube that's coming straight down you that we just are opening up this channel the great ray light comes down this channel as well. And the middle of that channel, of that great ray tube, if you cut it in a cross section, it would look like a circle. It's a circle, folks. That's a circle. You rest, not just that circle. Your body is standing in the center of that great ray tube. That's your whole body, your mind, everything. You're walking in that great ray light tube, grounded on that pelvic floor, breathing in and out, and your light and breath and heartbeat is pulsating in the rhythm of the whole solar system. This is what that breathing is. It is in unison with your heartbeat in, up and down, your in and out breath, and your great ray in and out movement. The great ray in and out movement causes the breath to go in and out, and then the heartbeat follows. They're all in unison, and all beings have that same feeling, that same unison when they wake up to it, and you're waking up to it. So now let's just picture that still center of a cyclone, or you can picture the ocean bed. Just lay your body flat on the ocean floor. It's like spread eagle, just flat, and just rest. Rest means your body's still. It's just still. And any thoughts come, you just let them go, meaning let them come and go, and you just rest there. Even that ocean wave movement that goes back and forth, that mimics the great ray light back and forth movement. So you can let that ocean wave be the great ray light that's washing back and forth from this center area, back and forth through your body and through your mind. Because see, the body stores trauma. All these cells, all these, they do. It's just part of how this mechanism works. This body image form works. All these spacious cells get clogged up with trauma and our beliefs. And the great ray light can loosen them up. And the breath work that we're doing can loosen up these thoughts and feelings. And what could happen later, you'll think of things will come to mind that you haven't thought about in a long time, and just journal them, because things will get unwedged out of the unconscious mind for us just to look at, not to judge, not to say, you should have done better on that, No, no, no. If I'd known better, I would have done better. If that other person had known better, they would have done better. I forgive you. You never really did anything, but in duality, we believe they did, and we believe we did. So we're just going to let go of those thoughts and judgments, see through them to this clear light of spirit that's here, that great ray light that's animating your form, and it's washing back and forth, healing these obscure, removing them to unveil more and more light and love in your life. And as a note, this physical heart, your physical heart, is the place where the holy mind resides. Or I can't even say maybe holy, it's the mind, so even egoic mind. But in meditation, I've learned now to drop my thinking, because see, we think we're a mind within this skull. So in meditation, I've learned whenever I am thinking within that mind, I drop my attention into my heart muscle and picture a cave that's lined with these beautiful crystals. And you can put yourself in that cave, your family members, or politicians, your loved ones, whoever you want to put, war zones, into that heart muscle, and feel that great ray light wash back and forth helping remove these obscurations and let you rest there. It actually is the home. That's why it's called heart mind. We're wanting to join the heart mind, where when we're thinking more lovingly, we're thinking more compassionately, more empathetically, etc. That's part of the awakening process. But anyway, that is we can you did so good that you tolerated this. We can open our eyes and do whatever you want to do. But I had no idea, folks. Now it may seem like you're not doing this very well, or I can't get this. You just keep trying and it'll break through. You'll get, because it's a big deal to when I say big deal, I laugh because Sherry laughs, is in those Lama Surya Das Zoom retreats I would do years ago. He'd have that Lama Roger Walsh come and other speakers, but that guy would talk about 360-degree view. But even back then, my 360-degree view was really kind of horizontal. That's kind of, I call it now 2D, kind of on the surface area. Because now what I'm wanting to talk about here is 3D. We got depth, and it's a whole nother way of feeling and thinking, and it's opening your awareness, opening your awareness, your attention. There are no limits. We've limited ourselves, and we've not been taught these things. I didn't know how to breathe, and I never thought to go get some professional breathing help. But now I recommend it if you have shallow breathing, because that can help cause panic attacks, anxiety, quick to anger, because this breathing will help open up your form. Even if you don't have to believe in chakras, this just opens you up to light and the spirit that you are. This breath work does. Any questions or, so I want to bring up, there's a book where there's a woman that has Dr. Sue Morter, Morter, who has analyzed all the central channel, the chakras. Now, see, Tibetan Buddhism, they talk about this. And now Dzogchen just goes straight to the light. So what we're talking about here is a practice, but it's called swooping while we're climbing while swooping. We know we're spirit and light, but we're doing some practices to get up the mountain, right? It's called The Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Moiter. I just started reading it, and she has breathwork exercises in there. It's beautiful. Okay. Any questions or thoughts before I stop the recording? And I apologize to any and everybody if I got any of this technically wrong. I'm just explaining from a novice. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Look what happened. I feel grounded. I'm breathing from my belly. It is crazy. I didn't know how my whole life why I felt anxious, and my stomach would be upset because it's anxious. That's part of the symptoms of a blocked solar plexus and root chakra. Okay, so thank you. Before we go through each tile and think about them as spirit. It only takes a second. Oh, and that resting that we did, laying on the ocean floor, or just resting at the top, like a mountain, rest like a mountain, or rest in that, still center of a storm. Jesus says in the Course, and I re-put it back in this email, that rest will save you centuries of effort. And that, let's see what page 2. That is chapter 18, VII. So resting is a really significant practice to stop just for a second, even, and take that breath and lean back and just picture rest, relax, breathe, smile. Because smiling produces inward smile or outward smile, produces endorphins. It's feel better hormones. We want feel better hormones. Ego's working us the other direction. We can do feel good hormones besides leaning back and resting in this light, or just simply going out and with a blanket and lay on the grass or the ground, just rest. And that means to have the body still, and then just observing thoughts, your mind, and as thoughts come, you recognize when you're aware that you've attached or pushed a thought away, and you let go. And you bring your attention back to center, and you rest some more, and then it's called the leash of remindfulness, because we are trained. This is the Course in Miracles, is a course in mind training. We're training the mind to let go, let be of these thoughts and feelings, sensations, projections, while at the same time, because we learn to let go, we get a gap between thoughts, so we have a longer response time. So don't beat yourself up if you have an argument with someone or do something. Just picture how worse it would have been a year ago or 6 months or 2 years ago. You would have been, and whatever could have been more reactive, and you probably could have been thinking about it for weeks, months, or longer, rehashing the deal. Now, the whole thing is to let go of these thoughts, feelings, obscurations, and images, and think of them as spirit. That's all just a simple second. They're spirit. They're not a body, they're spirit. And so that also that advanced forgiveness of thinking them as spirit, I forget which thing Jesus says saves you thousands of years. I think it's this advanced forgiveness work, which thinking of them as spirit. Anyway, okay, thank you for coming out tonight. I much appreciate it. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Your light, energy, and love is so motivating, so inspiring. And I look at you and I go, oh, that is so sweet. And you give me strength. We all are in this together, breathing and relaxing together. Your thoughts are my thoughts, and we all are sharing, and things show up that we help each other. And you can text, call, or email me, or private message me on Facebook anytime to ask a question. I'm here to help you free. Thank you.